Yeah, right.
It's all good. Good.
Ooh, how you doing, man? Pretty good, pretty good. What's going on, brother?
So you got this money, man. I'm trying to send a note down to you. Straight up.
That's good.
So rock down there.
Huh?
So you got this note straight up.
My son.
That's for her work.
Did it sound like it?
Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending our general meeting today, the 9th day of July. And we're going to call this meeting to order at 7 p.m. And at the top of this agenda is the open question to the parliamentarian, Mr. Anthony Kanan. And the question is, can the board vote to nullify the express will of the membership without an open public vote? And what does Robert's Rules of Order say to that issue? And just for background information, on July the 2nd, the Board of Directors met.
Point of order, the President is speaking. Please give him some respect. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to give you background information,
Listen to him once.
on July the 2nd, the Board of Directors met for a board meeting. And during that meeting, Elizabeth Bell sat up and made a motion to remove me as president, an elected member of the Civic Club, elected as president. And so I overruled that motion because it was not appropriate. A motion, that motion was overruled and can be. Robert's Rules of Order says it can. And it was overruled because it was not appropriate to have a motion to remove an elected president. So a question has been asked to the parliamentarian, and I'd like the parliamentarian to take over at this point to answer the question.
In regards to, I'm just going to read.
Point of order.
I'm just going to read.
Point of order, parliamentarian. Point of order.
Go ahead.
I call point of order. If this is a meeting, let's start it off like it's a meeting. Okay. The talking that you get ready to do is fine. I want to hear it. What you did is fine. But the meeting has not been properly opened. Once the meeting is properly opened, then those same statements that you made can be made.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Let's please open the meeting properly.
Thank you for that. Okay.
So how do we open the meeting properly?
Thank you for that.
There's
Thank you.
a line
Thank
item
you.
on this
Thank you.
agenda that says prayer and pledge of allegiance. How do you like to do
That's
that?
the allegiance and the prayer.
Let me open the meeting. Okay, please.
Right, with the pledge of allegiance.
The president or the stand-in person opens the meeting. If we're going to vote on something, it can be done later.
This is not a vote, this is a point of clarification, sir.
No, it can only be done meeting. If you talk now, this is not a meeting.
I'm not sure I follow you, sir.
Okay, what I'm saying is that any changes that is made in a meeting. A meeting must be called to order properly. Look at the rules. You call to order properly, then things can be changed. But as long as you have not done the proper way to our Constitution, open a meeting, then we can't vote on anything. It's an open forum. This is why people continue to talk. Once you open the meeting properly, then everybody listens and follow directions.
Thank you for that.
So we
Okay. I'm the parliamentarian, and I am now opening this meeting.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. President.
Read your flyer. Read your flyer. It tells you how to start a
It
meeting.
says here, I call this meeting to order.
The president. The president.
No.
I call this meeting to order.
We have the
This is-
prayer and the pledge of allegiance. The prayer is on your agenda.
All right.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Thank you for that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Continue on with the president's request. This is what Robert's Rules of Order state in regards to removing officers. How can we get rid of an officer we do not like before their term is up? And this is how the rules state that it must be done. It depends. If the bylaws just state a fixed term for the officer, such as 2 years, or if they say the officer serves for a specified term and until the officer's successor is elected, or words to that effect, then the group must use formal disciplinary proceedings which involve the appointment of an investigating committee, referral of charges, and the conduct of a formal trial, meaning a trial at a courthouse. The procedures
That trial would be
We got a motion on the table that was left a long time ago that wasn't taken care of. One of them was
You're interrupting.
suspending him.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You're out of order.
If you're not doing your job,
You're out of order.
That's
We have not called someone who is out of order when you guys don't even call out of order.
The procedure is complex. It should be undertaken only after a careful review of Chapter 20 of OROMR. That's part of the Robert's Rules of Order. Now, this is what a judge is going to go by.
Thank you.
If he chooses to file a lawsuit.
That's great.
And be forced back into office.
Thank you very much.
Okay?
That's good.
So it should be done the right way.
Right.
What he's referring to is Robert Rules of Order 20. And so for anybody that objected to what he was saying, it's in black and white, and it's in Robert's Rule number 20, Chapter 20. There is a specific way to do this. The board did not elect Samuel Kateka. The homeowners that voted for Samuel Kateka.
homeowners vote tonight to get rid of
That is not how it's done. It's done through Robert's Rule. You did it wrong last week, and you're trying to do it wrong again. So one other point I want to share real quick. We have...
I'm going to finish the next paragraph. On the other hand, if the bylaws state a term for the office but add or until the officer's successor is elected, or contain other wording explicitly indicating that the officer may be removed before the term expires, then the officer can be removed from office by a 2/3 vote. By a majority vote when previous notice has been given, or by a vote of the majority or of the entire membership, any one of which will suffice. A successor may therefore be elected for the remainder of the term. Of course, if the bylaws themselves establish a procedure for removal of office, that procedure must be followed. In regards to removal of an officer, the bylaws are silent on that. So therefore, if a judge gets involved, he's going to go by the Robert's Rules of Order, and he must do it right.
Okay, thank you for that. We have a Girl Scout who's in the audience, and we also have a Boy Scout. And in May, they came to ask how they could help to serve our community. And there were many things that were brought up. And one of the things that were brought up were changing out air filters for homeowners at no charge. The Girl Scouts don't have an Eagle Scout project, but they have a formal project that has to be approved by the corporate office, and so we have one of the Girl Scouts here.
That has nothing to do with you not being up at.
And so, if you'd like to come up and take a few minutes, sir.
No, ma'am.
Is your daughter ready for this?
No one knows. The answer is no.
Why is you all so?
Why would you put that child involved?
He was suspended last week, but he's still in
No,
charge.
no children are involved.
Are you guys ready?
No children.
We're gonna keep, it looks like they're not ready right now, so we're gonna keep
Shame on
going.
you. Shame on
So
you.
the meeting minutes for today,
Shame on
the
you.
meeting minutes for June 11th have to be adopted.
Voluntary position.
So now we're ready for the adoption of the June 11th meeting. You are out of order, sir, and there is a process. The parliamentarian always spoke to the issue.
The board you know what, y'all not giving him a chance. Yes. This nigga is trying to straighten this neighborhood out. No.
No, he's not.
I'm not saying the prayer and taking the pledge is straightening out the neighborhood.
Why don't you worry about some of these drug addicts that's walking in the
We
streets?
can,
And these prostitutes that's walking in the streets. This is why you in here praying and pretending like you care about your neighbors. How can you do that?
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Hello? Can I have you?
The police don't even come in here anymore.
Yes, they do.
They don't come here anymore. You can call them, they don't show up. Okay? So we have to look out for each other. We have to work together.
Yes.
And all this backstabbing and arguing, we are not making any progress.
There's no backstabbing.
I've been in this meeting so many years ago. I was in here a years ago. Got long in the last meeting was so high. I don't care about the last three meetings.
Excuse me.
I don't care about the last.
Thank you.
You need to be quiet and let this man run this city's club and let
He's
this
suspended as president. He can't run the Civic.
I have seen so much corruption in here. It's nothing but
He is being more.
Yeah.
No, he is not being
The last one in, we don't need to.
Can I have your attention for a second?
You know,
Ma'am, can you just be seated for a second, please?
I may and I may not.
Okay, let me tell you why this guy is gonna be, he's suspended.
Yes, you do that.
He doesn't, he's disrespectful. He
In what way?
doesn't come to the
Okay,
board.
clarify that. In what way?
Have you, how many meetings have you been to?
It doesn't matter how many, I know that's
Did you see him in
I know
action?
him. I know
You see
him.
him in action. If you
I know
see
him. You tell me, you can just tell me how to see disrespect.
Exactly. Good
Yeah,
question.
we haven't been here.
She can't speak to it. She can't speak to it.
How to see disrespect.
Calling everybody animals. This is
Call you
and
an animal.
Yes, I got it in video.
Well, put it on there. What did he say to you?
No, not to us, to all of us.
This is one of the
In what
disruptors.
way did he call you an animal?
That we
If we can read the minutes, you hear what he's saying.
You know what?
Because
We- right now,
we're
we're behaving like heathens. Because man, nobody.
We're gonna read the minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for that expression of truth and integrity. Okay.
We used to have meetings that
We have a motion.
parties.
There's a motion not to open general meetings with Pledge of Allegiance. It's open to discussion and a vote. So we've had a
Why are you chairing the meeting? You've been.
we have a motion on the table to open you are out of order. A motion not to open the general meeting with Pledge of Allegiance. It's open to the floor and voted. We're having a discussion. Go ahead. We have to be seconded. Okay. It's being set. The motion has been seconded. Okay? Seconded the motion. Robert's rules of order. He absolutely can. So this is not about what Samuel Kateka wants. This is about what does Windsor Village want. I'm opening up a discussion.
We want you to go. You need to resign and go.
Sir?
You need to go. You go where you
There's a motion on the table, and so we're opening this up to.
May I speak, please? We were surviving very well. I tell Mr. Brown, when Sammy was elected president.
You were surviving with when they sued you? I didn't sue you.
That's why we don't want you. That's why we don't want you sitting there.
You were doing
That attitude. Ma'am, don't pay him anything.
I had nothing to do with your lawsuit.
Ma'am, don't stoop low with him. Don't do nothing. Don't low. Ma'am, don't go with him. Please, confusion brought on by the president not wanting to answer to the things that the people of the community was asking. And so
what were they asking?
What
was the community asking?
That's disrespectful. And he was very disrespectful. And my attorney said to me, you know, Ms. Lucas, the board, that's the board's responsibility to get removed. If he's causing a conflict with the body, he needs to be removed. And don't you all hang around and wait a long time. Go ahead on and get your FOIA. Be sure that you got your FOIA of the board and you have your meeting and take your vote and get him out of office. And that's what we did, because it's in the Constitution of law. No job, no position that you get here is a guarantee for lifetime.
Miss Ruth, Miss Ruth,
Tell your
worst thing
attorney.
happened to this city club is when you came in here. You are the worst thing that happened to this city club. You and your constituents. That's the worst thing that happened to this city club. You're the worst thing. You are the worst thing.
Ortega, you need to spend some time with your meeting minutes. I'm the problem. And that's respectful. This is the example of respect.
Let me speak.
There he goes. You see this? There he goes again. This is the disrespect.
Look, I didn't tell you he's a jackass.
There he goes. This is your elected official.
Sir, you don't know me, so please shut your mouth.
And he's telling homeowners to shut their mouths.
I'm telling that one
Homeowners and the president. No respect.
I'll put something not to him.
And the Lord prayed, and I do what he do. I think we should put a motion on the floor and vote on who wants to say the pledge and who wants to say the prayer.
Absolutely. So there's, I read, the motion's on the floor. The motion is on the floor. I've already put it's on the agenda. Read it.
Dickhead, you never.
Look at this here. Look at him. Look at him. He's completely out of line. You need to be removed. You need to be removed. He's like, come on. I'm going to be putting that on. Come on. This is your elected official.
I'm the recording secretary.
Police if it's out of order.
Hey,
It is.
I'm just gonna have to go.
let me let you know. He was suspended last week by the board. He's not the president right now.
Come on, y'all. Let's don't act like that.
I'm gonna have to go.
And I'm going to read the motion so that everybody knows what the motion is. The motion is not
He's a nobody.
The one that just passed. The motion on the floor. You tabled it. Walked out.
Carol, the motion is the Pledge of Allegiance. This is what the motion is right here. Motion not to open general meeting with Pledge of Allegiance. It's opening up to discussion. So right now we're at the discussion stage. And the only thing I wanted to say about the Pledge of Allegiance, most of you have got information about it. But I encourage folks to do their homework, at least to read about the history of the Pledge of Allegiance and how it You're interrupting. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. You can vote on it any way you want. I'm not telling you how to vote one way or another. All I'm saying is we are a healthy organization. Should a multiracial civic club knowingly pay homage in any form to a perpetrator of mass extermination and genocide to millions? So, this is the vote.
Okay. Let's have a vote. Just vote on it. Just vote.
A motion is on the table, so we're going to vote. Go ahead.
No, I'll accept the motion from you. That's all. You don't have to make the
First thing, I don't know what all the issues because I'm in and out. But what I do know is that God has got a will. And I believe my God wants me to behave in such a manner that order is not there. Hopefully, I can help restore it, but I'm not going to contribute to it. From what I'm seeing, and all due respect to each and every one of you, including myself, we are not having an effective and there are very important issues. I haven't had a chance. I walked through the door a few minutes ago. Forgive me for being late, but I was taking care of my family matters that come after my God. When I walked in, I was hoping that we would be able to govern in such a way that we can accomplish goals for the community and the citizens. Now, I don't know anything about people seated at the table, but I have to give each and every one of you as much respect as I would want for myself. I don't know if I need to put it in a forward motion, but I'll state what they're on the At this point, if we're going to continue as we are, the only motion that needs to go before the floor, and that is that this meeting be suspended, canceled at this point, and that we come back at another scheduled date. Now, whoever schedule it, however that goes, those are things we have to work out. But what I would say when we come back, we have a city council lady who is very concerned about every community in her district, even citywide. I would suggest that we would suspend this meeting, that we would contact her, have her come in at the next meeting, and that in addition to that, from what I've been seeing, and this is not the only time, that she would have contacted our police station up here, and that there would be individuals here who have the authority under the law of the city of Houston. This is part. We are to govern ourselves according to the rules and the regulations of the city of Houston. It's not what I want, it's not what Ruby wants. There are a lot of times when you're in organizations, you don't always get what you want. That's right. You can't get everything you want. But what you can do is to work together effectively and in a positive manner so that maybe if I didn't get it this year, I may get it next year. But it should always be for the common good. The common good. Right now, I feel like I felt it the last thing. And that was, I told my daughter, let's go. It's time for me to go. I don't stand around and participate in things that I behave in this way, but I will be back. I'm one of those people. I will be back. When we come back, we all need to come with our hearts and our minds made up to be quiet while somebody else is speaking, to hear what they have to say, to internalize however it is that you so desire, and you vote accordingly if and when it comes. For every motion that is made does not have to come to vote, like Bruce Moore. So
we just had, and I thank you for sharing that. There was notice that was placed in the last newsletter, and so there's been a 30-day notice regarding these issues. And so just in respect for the folks that have shown up, I would like to continue this meeting based on the fact that they did have notice and folks are here now. We want to respect the folks that did come. But I definitely hear what you're saying, and I appreciate your thoughts. And it just as a side note, I want everybody to know that there's no hidden agendas here. Everything that's happening from me has been transparent. I have no hidden agendas whatsoever. So when I wanted to place these motions up, it's in a written form. There's no secrets here. It's an open conversation. What is totally unacceptable is elected board members cursing and name calling. That's totally unacceptable. It should be grounds for
It's
removal.
also disrespectful was you not bringing up the
Yes, sir.
$890 direct
Point
operating
of order,
that was supposed to be brought to the general meeting last time.
Sir, point of order.
He's been
I would like-
suspended as president, man. Jesus Christ.
I said point of order. That's 3 letters, 3 words that you use, anybody can use to quiet everybody. This lady, I don't know her name, but.
Mr. Laws.
Ms. who?
You're Mr. Laws.
Right.
Okay. No, you're right.
There's a motion on the floor. Once a motion is on the floor, then there's a second.
He said that.
He seconded it already?
Yes, he did.
Okay. No. Okay, just a minute, please. Maybe I'm crazy or something. But what happens is that she was talking. If he seconded, she has no business talking. Okay? She makes a motion. I can either say second motion, I can say second motion with an added addendum. Okay. Now, and that has to be cleared up before you do anything else. Now, if I second her motion, hello? If I second her motion, then those discussions that were made a few minutes ago, they can be made. They give you a chance to discuss.
That's what we were doing.
No. She was up making a motion.
She
No, the
cannot.
motion is made for.
Yes, she
Yes, she can.
Unless I grant her permission.
No, you
Yes,
can't. You
can't.
That is not correct. Now, Robert Rules does not say that. You have been here long enough to know that.
Okay.
I thought you was adding to the discussion. I was just saying.
I'm adding.
Please sit down.
I'm adding to her.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
You succeeded at that. You really said it.
Okay. Could she please make her motion again? Please make that motion again.
Point of order.
Then someone has to.
Point of order. Motion was made and seconded before she got up and started talking.
And he's correct.
There was a motion on the floor before that.
I'm sorry, but about the second, I didn't hear it, but I will say, give you that. I heard the motion, and that's why I asked, could I go ahead and speak before? Now, we can go back. I don't have any problem with that. I'll sit down and let it go forward. Because like I said, I'm here to help my community.
If somebody has some music that's playing, if you have music in the background, please
So
turn it
I
off.
yield.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I hear you say at the opening of the meeting that the board had suspended you?
No, what I had said is that the board had it, on July the 2nd, there was a motion by Elizabeth Bell to suspend the president. And that motion was overruled
The
because.
parliamentarian cannot overrule a motion. You
The-
were suspended as president.
Okay.
Everybody voted in favor of it. Go ahead.
So to answer your question, the board cannot suspend
Yes, they can.
and a president or an official. They cannot do
Did
it.
it come to the membership?
No, it did not. It never came to the membership. It did not come to the membership. And specifically, I just want to add something else specific to this. The governing documents, the 1964 Articles of Incorporation, the 1981 bylaws are silent on removing an elected official, elected director. Therefore, Robert Rules of Order trump or supersede. And so the parliamentarian has spoken to that issue. There was another hand up. This lady was.
I just want to say,
Speak loudly, please.
I just want to say this. What I heard and what I saw when I came in this room, I just cannot believe it. Now, from what I am gathering, if the board has voted and it has been approved, that's the law. That's it. That's it. That is it. And if you got the majority of the board to approve whatever you vote, that is it. That's right. So that's where it goes. No point in us coming here. One thing that really hurts me, and I want to say this, I've been here almost 50 years. I've been here about 46 years in this village. I've served as president, and most of you know I've served as everything. I've watched people, we've done everything. We've dug up, we've done everything. And to see this come to this point, I've taught many of your children. And to see this neighborhood come to this point, it's sad. It ain't about me, this is a team, it's about us. So let's back off of this. One thing we've all had in common here. When we came here, we recognized the Almighty. Amen. And then we gave pledge for allegiance to the flag of the United States. That we cannot take away. I don't care who comes here. I've taught children who speak all kinds of English. But the language of this country is English. Yeah. And that's what we do our business with. We help others. We learn the language. So let's don't come here and try to, I'm going to respect your religion. I'm going to respect you. But in this place, public place, I've had 3 brothers to go to war and then a husband. I respect Old Glory. I respect America. Amen. And above all, I'm going to give credit. Whatever you perceive him to be, your God, we recognize that. So let's stop all this other stuff and get down to the business of trying to help this neighborhood. It looks worse here than it's ever looked. Okay?
All right, thank you.
So
We got a couple more.
wait just a second, Mr. President. I'm observing you too. That may be part of the problem we have here. We got to stop this, okay? That's right. We got to stop this. I appreciate everything everybody's doing, but there's no point to let's respect each other. I don't know what's going on, I don't know. And the only good thing about this is that the Lord has brought us together to see there are some good things and some folks who we think did not have good things. So let's leave this alone and start working together. Mr. President, let's start working with the folks. It ain't what you want to do. It's not that you can't cut out what folks have been doing for years and years. This neighborhood was built on principles of respecting God. Yeah. And honor him, and honor the flag of the United States of America. Right. And we're not going to change that. We're not turning back from that. I don't know who is moved in here. I don't care if Caesar or whoever. But it's all about being right and doing the business of right. Rubber rules of order, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I just left the workshop in Atlanta. I'm just coming from a state workshop. Be more than happy to talk to you about it. But we just don't play and push things down folks' throat. No, I was reading this when I got on the line a few minutes ago. Let's stop this, let's stop this. Let's just be ourselves and respect each other. I can disagree with you, but I can still love you. This community, 2 or 3 people told me, what has happened to your community, Little Nation, Miss Nation? Okay? And I'm just, thank you, baby. Thank you. And keep up the work. And let's stop this argument and let's make whoever's supposed to be in charge of what I can get. I thought Ms. Bell was going to be in charge. Yes, that's what I got from my private reading.
Your understanding was incorrect.
Well, no, not necessarily.
There's a motion on the floor right now to suspend our president.
Okay, we have
all in favor.
No, hold on. No, this is not correct. You're out of order. We have 2 more people that are wanting to speak on the current motion, and the motion is on the Pledge of Allegiance. Ma'am, you're next, and then Ms. Woodard. You're out of order. You might have missed the beginning of the meeting. I'm happy to talk to you afterwards. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Angela Robinson, and I actually served as president about 27 years ago, so it's been quite some time. I'm really at a loss as to why this is happening with our neighborhood, because we once had a great neighborhood.
Yes.
Our focus was on the people, the community, the homes.
Yes.
Windsor Village.
Yes.
Today, I come and we're voting on
A flag.
and prayer. What does that got to do with our community?
That's right, that's right.
It needs to be about the community. That's right. You know, as I drove into the community today, the Esplanade on Trafalgar has never been cut. There's grass growing over the curb. I looked at Heatherbrook. Somebody was nice enough to cut it, but the grass is over the curb. What's happening to our community? Not doing the prayer and not doing the pledge of allegiance is doing nothing
Ma'am,
for our community.
I would like to speak to that if I may.
Yeah, but this is America. This is what we've always abided by.
That's right.
If the majority of the people are in agreement with it, then that's what it should be. And I don't think that our president should step in here and within 3 months have this kind of disorder going on within the community.
Ma'am, before he became president, the previous board has plunged this civic club into
Speak
Speak
the facts that you know now.
into more than $40,000 in debt. The civic club.
I already heard that. But believing in prayer and believing in pledge of allegiance, that's not going to take care of
At the
that.
time he was doing that, they was praying and singing.
It doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. That, the prayer and the pledge of allegiance, that's what it's there.
It may not be an answer that you agree with, but my position on this
Why are we
issue.
dealing with
Well,
politics? This is not a political.
This is my position. I'm responding to her point, and I appreciate your points. Okay. My position is that this is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have 60 minutes during these meetings in respect to everyone that showed up and respect to the folks that are closing this place down, the park employees. And so in 60 minutes, we only have so much to do. So when you add the Pledge of Allegiance, when you add the prayer, which has nothing to do with the business of Windsor Village, it takes away. Now you don't have to agree with my position. I'm not an atheist. I'm not an atheist. You don't have to agree with my position. But if you don't agree with the position, you have the right to vote. And that's what we're doing today. Miss Woodard wanted to speak. Miss Woodard was next. Go ahead.
We didn't vote to take it out.
Order for the community.
No, I had many other ones, including the Boy Scouts, and we have an Eagle Scout and a Girl Scout here as well. We have other
You
issues.
jumped right into the prayer and the pledge of allegiance.
Because it's a motion that's been on the table for 30 days. It's not a jump.
But you put it out those 30 days. So it's a motion that came from your group.
It's not my group. Go ahead.
Let's vote.
Miss Woodard, Miss Woodard.
Non-civic or this has nothing to do with the civic club.
Okay, a lot of you,
Absolutely not.
a lot of you know me, and a lot of you don't know me. I live in Section 1. I've been here since 1996. I just simply want to say that our community needs to heal.
Yes.
We need to come together. We need to have prayer, as someone had mentioned. And if you want a list, and we can do prayer, I've got ministers at my church, I've got other ones that we can do that. I think that God is in control, we're not in control. So I think that if we can all just come together and start back loving each other and helping one another, I think that's really what we need.
Thank you. We have Carol.
Hello. I think we've had enough discussion. We need to go ahead on and vote.
Okay. Does anyone else want to discuss before we go to a vote based on the time constraints? Is there anything else anybody wanted to add on the current motion?
It needs to be restated and reclaimed for the labor of the motion. So and so, give it to us and so and so.
Motion not to, it doesn't matter who the author is. Sure, the president can make a motion. The president can make a motion. It's in Robert's Rules of Order. Motion not, you asked me to restate the motion and now you're interrupting. The motion not to open general meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. That is the motion. And so now the parliamentarian is going to take vote. So,
Mr. President, point of order. The motion has to be read, and who made the motion has to be stated. Who seconded the motion?
Must be said.
That was not only who read it, but secretary needs to read out what was said by whom, who was seconded by whom, and then we vote.
Thank you for that. And like pick and choose which proper rules of order we're going to go on.
That's correct. Okay, so Samuel Kateka made the motion, authored the motion to open general meeting, to not open general meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. And the motion was seconded by Anthony Payne. So now we're ready for the vote. We're actually ready for a vote. Go ahead.
No, we're not. We're not ready for the vote. We're not ready for the vote. And if you all will allow me, I will state my name.
We're ready.
I
Okay.
am, that's what I'm going to state.
It's 7:41 p.m.
My name is Rosa Bryan.
Okay.
Okay, go
My
ahead.
dues are Karen. And I make the motion that we open all of our meetings with the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. All in favor? Any opposed? We will now have at our general meetings an opening of our meetings with the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right.
And that will be done
Thank you for
by
that.
our president, whoever.
Thank you for that.
You're looking right at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. That was not according to the Robert's Rules of Order, so it was pointless.
We're taking a vote. We're taking a vote now, based on the time constraints. We're taking a vote.
I want to answer the question.
I'll answer after the meeting. Right now, we have other points that we have to go through in the agenda.
We have a motion.
We have a motion. Go ahead, parliamentarian.
This is what I gotta say. The motion is. How many forms in the United States of America that does not pray and have the national anthem before they start their
Point of order.
whatever?
We have a point of order.
That's
Sir,
a diversion.
we've already discussed that. We're supposed to be taking the vote
We're
now.
taking a vote now, that's a diversion.
So we're voting on
Ms. Brown.
Correct.
all in favor with agree and those that are opposed with nay.
So it needs to,
All-
no, you need to stand or raise it.
Yep, so go ahead. All in favor.
All in favor of the motion, stand up.
What is the motion?
The motion, guys, we got some talking in the background, please. We have a motion. The motion not to open general meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. That is the motion. That is the motion. Yes, it is. It has. Mr. Payne has said. No, nobody switched anything.
Everything is in writing.
Exactly.
There's nothing to hide.
You refused to take the agenda, so if you took
I
it, you
don't
would know
want your agenda.
it. Okay, well then don't complain about what was
But what
said.
you're saying, you said it the wrong way.
Sure, it's in the yellow, it's number 4. Go ahead.
Okay, all in favor, stand please.
Not to open the general meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
You can't make that motion.
I can. Yes, I can. Robert.
Point of order. Point of order.
Okay,
Point of order.
the motion on the table is a motion to not open general meetings with Pledge of Allegiance. That's the motion.
So not to open it. So so are you asking them, those that are in favor of the motion to stand?
That's correct.
So if you're in favor of not opening up the general meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand. Okay.
And those opposed?
Thank you.
Those opposed?
And all those opposed? This is what democracy looks like. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Now we have another motion. The motion not to open general meeting with prayer. So this is, we're opening the floor to discussion and vote. The motion. Okay. The motion has been seconded. And I'm going to read the motion again. Motion not to open general meeting with prayer. So now we're open to discussion unless you want to go straight to the vote. But I'm opening up for discussion. It sounds like we've talked about it. Is there anything that hasn't been mentioned? Does anybody want to talk about the motion? Discuss any point? Okay, so we're going to go to...
Motion not to open general meetings with prayer is up on the floor for vote. Those in favor? Those opposed?
You go have all prayer.
There's never a waste of time when we're having a discussion. Okay, so now it has everything to do with Civic Club. Sure it does. Okay, now the motion, now we have another motion, okay? And this motion is to publish the Village Voice in English only. And now we're opening the floor to discussion. So there's some folks that feel like the Village Voice should be translated in Spanish and in English, and this motion is for English only. Okay, so if anybody would like to speak to that motion.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead,
I feel that, so when the paper is distributed or when it's printed up, I feel it should be respectable to have English and Spanish, because you have to look at it like this. It's not only black people in America, it's not only white people in America, it's not only brown people in America, it's everybody in America. That's right. See, when you go and buy a product now, have it simple, it's in English, Spanish, or whatever. There's nothing you can do about it. You see, what are we doing? We're going up against a hill, we never get to the top. You see, all this chaos and rhetoric, we would be better off to go to Iran and help them dismember the nuclear project, because that's what we're doing, fighting against each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Fighting against each other, that's all we're doing. You brother, need us.
A couple years back, we started doing English and Spanish. This neighborhood is predominantly Hispanic and black. So that's the language, English and Spanish. We continue doing English.
I have a point that I wanted to share, just to reiterate. One of the questions is, what happens when you have, the United States is a melting pot, okay? And what does that melting pot translate into? It translates into English. We have, in Houston, Texas, there are over 145 languages that are spoken in Houston. You're being disrespectful, Elizabeth. This is a discussion. We don't need your diatribe. So we have 145 languages. We have 145 languages. You guys are, when you're ready, let me know. Okay, so there's 145 languages that are spoken in Houston, Texas. There are many languages, several languages that are spoken here. And the question is, why should we give preferential treatment to one language and ignore all the other languages? We have folks in this neighborhood that speak French. We have folks that speak Portuguese. We have folks that are Nigerian that speak their native tongue languages. We have folks that speak multiple languages here. Why should we give preferential treatment to a minority of Spanish-speaking people? What it does, let me finish. What we're doing is we are isolating our neighbors. We are isolating our neighbors when we translate, as opposed to generating an English-only newsletter.
Go ahead.
Number one, English is the law of the land.
Correct.
Okay, this whole thing.
That's right.
Now, when I was president of the Civic Club a number of years ago, the issue came up that there were a lot of people in the neighborhood that only spoke Spanish, parents. So, and the arrangement was, if you want it, put it in English, you do it, and submit it to the person that gets it printed up. And as far as I know, that's still what should be happening. Now, if somebody from Nigeria wants to write it, let them write it and put it with the newsletter.
Then who pays for it? Who pays? So let's say we have 5 languages. Who pays for the multiple languages being printed?
I want to make a comment about that. By the time that you collect the money for the association, and no matter where it comes from, English or Spanish, so we have to serve those who also don't speak English. Because once you get the money, even though they just speak Spanish, if we want to make them part of this community, we have to also help them to understand what the community is all about.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's right.
Mr. Law?
Okay,
We have a discussion.
We need to go to vote.
there is a vote on the floor.
We're in a discussion right now. The vote is
No.
not
The president does not enter into discussion.
Sir.
The parliamentarian does not enter into discussion.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, we're having a discussion right now, sir.
I say,
Sir, we're having a discussion right now. Please sit down.
but you are not going to set it up.
Sir, please sit down.
Parliamentarian does not run it.
Sir, please sit down.
Sit down so we can take a vote.
Let's take a vote, please.
Sir, please, sit down.
Ladies, let's take a vote. Please.
Sir,
Who's complaining about another lane? It's all about.
I'm complaining about it. I'm complaining about it because it discriminates against the other languages that are spoken in this neighborhood. We have 883 homeowners, and right now we have maybe 5% of the homeowners here.
Our newsletter in umpteen languages and umpteen pieces of paper. I suggest we not have a newsletter.
There you go.
And, okay, you've been heard. Thank you.
May we vote? Vote.
Is there anyone who would like to say on this subject? Okay, hold on. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm a United States veteran, so I like all the veterans to stand up. All the veterans to stand up.
No.
Okay, now look.
Let us vote. Let's vote. We got to vote. As a veteran, I said let us sit down and vote.
Let him speak, sir, please.
I am speaking to him.
Please, let him speak.
What I do, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go out and do more than we can ever do. Better think about that. I think y'all better think about that. Because if God showed us right now, okay, if God showed us right now, what would you do? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. If God came in this room and showed up right now, tell me what you would do.
I don't know.
That's right, you don't know.
You don't need it.
You got on my knees and I was
God is here. God is here.
We're coming back to the vote.
God is here, sir.
The motion, we have a motion on the floor, and we're getting ready to vote. The motion The motion is to publish the Village Voice in English only. So for those,
Motion to publish the Village Voice in English only. That's the motion. Those in favor, please stand.
in favor of publishing the Village Voice in English only.
Okay, those opposed?
Whoa. All right, all right, all right.
Okay, guys, so now, so the motion, so just to clarify, the motion not to open general meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance did not pass, okay? The motion not to open general meetings with prayer did not pass, and motion to publish the Village Voice in English only did not pass. Okay, just for clarification. So now there's a motion to approve the director and officer insurance for the board. In April 2nd, the board was introduced to an insurance policy of $819. And $819 for the D&O, which stands for directors and officers. Now, one of the things that's very important to note is that in the previous boards, they did not have D&O insurance. And it's arguable that if the board had D&O insurance,
It's important, please.
if the board had D&O insurance, that we would have monies to pay for the lawsuit, and we would not be in the financial straits that we're in at this time. So there was no insurance, and so the board was presented with D&O insurance. The board wants to bring this to the body for approval, and so we have the motion. The motion to approve director and officer insurance for the board.
Okay, the motion is on the table to approve directors and officers insurance for the board. It's open to the floor.
Oh, is there a second? Okay, we have. No, we're waiting. Is there a second?
Is there a second for this motion? You're seconding the motion? No. Okay. All right. Once again.
The motion's lost.
The motion is lost. It's going to give us
Hold on. Before
We got 2 minutes.
Thank you, ma'am.
to have one or two people to voice an opinion. Please, ma'am. You have to understand the yellow.
How is it going to be funded?
It's going to be funded out of our account. Out of the Civic Club account.
It was not seconded, so we're not going on. We're not going on. At this time, it is 7:58. Are you ready? Actually, we're gonna have to hold it for another meeting. Okay.
No, we good.
Okay. So it's 7:58. Before this meeting is adjourned, is there anything that anyone would like to add that hasn't had an opportunity to speak? That has not had an opportunity to speak? In the back? Okay. Yes, sir.
Sam, let me tell you something, man. We didn't have this
Come on up, Tom.
promoted until they put you in office, man. We didn't have this.
Hey, can you speak up louder, please?
Ms. Bell was supposed to be directing the meeting.
She was not. She did not have the authority, nor did the board have the authority to do that. And so, Robert Rules of Order. I was elected.
Let's make sure we get
But
started.
did they vote for her? Did they vote for her to
Yes, we did.
But you cannot conduct this meeting. As long as you sit here, you will have the same thing every meeting we have.
Thank you, sir.
So how do we get rid of him?
Okay, we've heard you
Let's go
now.
ahead and suspend it, vote right now.
We have one more point. Go ahead, ma'am. Yours. Behind you. Go ahead. This is the last comment. Do you have anything else you want to add? Okay, I have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Meeting has been adjourned. It's 8.
Everybody stay
You
seated.
seconded the motion. It's 8 p.m. out of respect for the employees of the park. This meeting is adjourned.
Stay seated. Stay seated, ma'am. Everybody stay seated. We're gonna take care of business.
Meeting is adjourned. It's 8 o'clock. The meeting is over. It's 8 o'clock. The meeting is adjourned. For the record.
On our way out.
You ain't gotta leave, man.
Wait just a second.
Y'all ain't gotta leave, but you gotta sit up out here.
Give us these 2 minutes.